Good morning. This is Pastor Tom coming to you from my office in our home in Dalton, Ohio. And this is our devotion for December 23rd uh, in the year 2020. This time of year is a time when often many of us reflect back about Christmases past, the ones that we have celebrated in various ways. And I have to admit that for me, those reflections sometimes turn a little melancholy. And the reason for that is that some of my memories reflect some difficult experiences that I've had in conjunction with Christmases. In 1977, my father died at the age of 57. And that Christmas, we were all meeting in my sister's apartment, and my mom was struggling to keep a positive spirit. All of us were missing our dad. Uh, but what happened was my older brother and my sister's husband had some angry words over some of the activities of the kids. The kids were being kids. They were being mischievous, and of course, we're excited at Christmas. But that stress over my dad's death made us all very sensitive, and so those angry words later turned to my older brother walking out of our Christmas gathering that day, and it would be another 10 years before we would be able to gather again at Christmas for the holidays. Just 5 years after that, Sherry and I, along with our two boys, both babies, both under the age of 2, were celebrating with my mom what we knew would be her last Christmas. Cancer had ravaged her body and would soon take her life at age 59. And as we gathered in the dining room of her assisted living center that day, we ate our final Christmas dinner together and opened our presents, but there was a heaviness filling the air because of what we knew was to come. About 13 years ago, my older brother died suddenly from a heart attack at age 50. And Christmas that year, I have to admit, was a struggle for me as the losses from the past years rose up and threatened to pull me under. 3 years after that, we entered the Christmas season remembering that we should be celebrating the birth of a grandson, Nathaniel. But Nathaniel died at birth and before we could even know him. And yet, in spite of all these things, I'm reminded that Christmas is celebrated because of God's love for us, because of the expression of that love in the form of a little baby who would grow up to die for me and for you. It is this love that brings us to the promise of hope and healing from all our sorrows and all our fears. This love offers to heal our brokenness, carry our burdens, and comfort us even in the sorrows of life. So as I celebrate Christmas this year, I do not find great joy in material gifts or in the lights or trees, as nice and as beautiful as all of those things may be. But rather, I find joy in the people that I know and love, in those who are themselves the best gifts. I find peace in knowing that I am loved by a God who died for me. And I find hope in the promise that He will always be with us, whatever our circumstances, whatever our situation. And so it's with those thoughts of hope, joy, peace, and love that I wish for each of you a very Merry Christmas. And now our pianist Nancy Fry will play for us Away in the Manger.